Hello, people. My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. So I want to talk to you guys about some supernatural shit because I've been watching the dog shit out of these Bigfoot videos and things, and they're more up to date. They're even closer up to date than the local show in West Virginia, Mountain Monsters. So these people are sending in these stories, and this lady's narrating these stories about Bigfoot encounters. And the last one they did was one that happened in 2017, somewhere in Washington State. For those who don't know what Washington State is, Washington State is the last state in America before you have to travel to Canada to get to Alaska. Alright? So let's get that out the way. Now, they're talking about all these strange events and all these Bigfoot sightings and shit, and I'm about to fuck your world all up. Okay, so here we go. Depending on how much you know about tribal legends and things like that, also depending on what tribe you ask. At one point in time, when Native Americans came to America, the hairy people or the sky people were here. Now, the hairy people were known by scientists as Gigantopithecus, by Native Americans as the Sasquatch, the hairy man, Bigfoot, etc. Today in America, we either call them Yetis or Sasquatch, or if you want to go scientific, you can call the damn thing the Gigantopithecus. I can't pronounce that properly, so I'm probably butchering the shit out of it. Deal with it. Google it. Whatever you need to do. Look, I'm 44. At this point in time in my life, I really don't give a damn. I just try not to offend people, and I also try not to sound like a racist asshat. So, if you know anything about Native American folklore, then you also know that Coyote the Trickster is a shapeshifter. The Deer Woman and Coyote and the Tomahawk, the Thunderbird are all spirits of vengeance or spirits of mischief. But the Guardians were the Sasquatch. Alright? And at one time, the Native Americans and the Sasquatch people were at war with each other. Again, this is folklore and not so much fantasy, but myth. And every myth and legend has some truth to it, but I'm not willing to bet my fucking life on it. I'm not willing to go out in the woods and look for these mysterious creatures. I do have a warning for the people who are stumbling upon them. You probably want to run. Probably want to get away. And for those who are watching this, you probably want to tune into some of these videos on YouTube. Just type in like Bigfoot stuff and the channels will pop up. I mean, there's a lot of channels with people doing reviews on Bigfoot and things like that. I'm not judging them, and I'm not calling anybody there a liar, because this is how I feel about it. Also, because I'm partially Native American, I would like to know that they exist, but I would like to not know that they exist. I'm sure you're all thinking, but James, you just said you'd like to know if they exist. You'd like to know that they do not exist. Here's the thing on that. Because I believe in God, and I have no tangible proof that God exists, but I do believe in God. I'm not going to make you believe in God. I can't force you to believe in God. I wouldn't dare ask someone to believe something that I believe because I don't have the right to do that. However, I also believe in ghosts and I believe in fairies. And if you have Chinese legends of fox fairies and Chinese revere fox fairies, they can be good or bad. And just like Japanese have legends of demons, and demons can be good or bad. And every nation except for Native Americans that I know of have legends of dragons. But Native Americans are the only ones that have the Thunderbird. Now, everyone has seen a phoenix in legendary lore and everything, no matter what damn tribe you're from. But, however, I don't know if Africans have dragons, and I know that Native Americans do not. But Native Americans damn sure have the Thunderbird. So, you gotta wonder what's what. Alright. Now, in the Thunderbird lore, this will probably offend a lot of white people, so if you're listening and you're white, first let me apologize for the lore. I did not write the shit, but this has been legends handed down for generations of Native Americans. No matter what coast you're on, one or another Native American knows about the Deer Woman, the Thunderbird, Coyote, Sasquatch, and the one from the Eskimos, because Eskimos are also Native American, even if they don't want to be classed as them. They are, because they're tribes what spawned the Native Americans. Because where did we come from? We came from Asia through Siberia, which is Russia, assimilated people on the way, and we got over to America, We stopped in Alaska, and then we spawned out all the way to Iceland, or Greenland, whichever one's closest to the North Pole. Wherever the hell Bjork's from, we went there. All right? And then we spawned all the way down into the Canadian provinces, which is why they're called the First Nation there. And then we went into North America, all the way down to the southern tip of South America. All right? And of course, we assimilated people along the way, which is why each tribe have different color tones, and all that's also environmental. A lot of Native Americans on the East Coast are paler than the ones in the middle and in the West because they're closer to the sun and the equator. You'll understand dynamics when you understand geography. So we're going to leave it right there and get back on topic of these legends. Why am I talking about these legends? Because of all the Bigfoot videos I have been watching for the last couple of months. Well, Bigfoot initially is supposed to be a guardian of tribes. I wrote a story about it, just like gargoyles. But gargoyles are also supposed to be guardians as well. I guess it kind of depends on who tells you what, because every story has two perspectives. Three perspectives if you go with your side, my side, and the truth, which is a combo of the two sides together due to perspective. So if Bigfoot was a guardian, you would think that we would want to leave him alone just in case. And I think that if they do exist, which I'm not going to say they don't, and I'm not going to say they do, because I have not seen one, and if I seen one, I damn sure wouldn't tell anybody. Alright? We did have an incident a year or so ago on Facebook. Someone posted something that looked like a Bigfoot in Nelson County, which is not too far, and my people are from Nelson County. We're not a whole bunch of moonshine drinking motherfuckers down there, but still, you can't prove that it wasn't real. The game warden took the picture, but he didn't take the shot. So we don't know if it was a prank. We don't know if it was the real McCoy, but it was in the daytime, and Bigfoot has been known to be caught in the daytime as well as in the nighttime. Now, Coyote the Trickster, on the other hand, the Sioux Stone Rock tribe really needed him to go fuck up some shit. Anyway, that being said, Bigfoot is a guardian. And guardians' jobs are to protect. But they also are to protect their own. So you can't just go around fucking with the natural flow of things. And if they do exist, they're here for a reason. And we're probably going to need them sooner than later. And I think that if all things span out to where they do exist and they have to come out, we're going to hope like hell that they're our friends and not our enemies. But everyone has their own protective boundaries. Now, I watched a couple of these videos, and the lady reading the stories of how Bigfoot has attacked them. Well, here's the thing on that. You rarely get any stories about Bigfoot from black people. Alright? We, and I'm speaking from my black side, we don't go chasing after strange noises in the woods. Okay? We don't. If we think it's a bear, it's probably a bear. And most of us don't carry any big ordnance into the woods when we want to discharge our weapons. We probably carry a 45 or a 9 or a Glock, something that would scare humans away. But really, who the hell hunts with a 44 or a Glock? Who hunts with a Beretta? No one. Most of the black people, when we go hunting, we carry the biggest goddamn gauge of rifle we can find. If we got a 12 gauge rifle or a 30-06, or if we got some kind of shotgun, you know, we're going to carry something that's got some pep to that shit. But if you're just out and about and you have your 30-30 and you hear a strange sound, I can almost guarantee you a black person with a 30-30 is probably going to run for the car before he realizes just how much damage a 30-30 can do. Now, I'm sorry if this sounds like a racist statement. A white person, on the other hand, with a 30-30 will go looking for whatever the fuck made that noise, because a 30-30 can take your fucking arm clean off. And the bark of a tree that's behind your arm. And maybe the bark of a tree behind that tree. 30-30 is a badass gun. You know, just putting that out there. 30-30, it probably got the same kick as a 50 cal. So, I'm not gonna say it can shoot as many rounds as the fucking 240 Bravo, or the Saw, or the Gatling gun. But I tell you one damn thing, if you could hunt with a Gatling gun, there'd be a whole lot of fucking dead things in the woods. Now, here's my saying. If we have to go to war against the Bigfoot people or whatever, we would win because, you know, rocks and shit don't do but so much damage, and it can't do shit against a tank. But we have this thing called the Gatling gun, and that some bitch has been around since the cowboy days. It's been improved But anything in front of it is pretty much mowed down, unless it's got a heavy battle armament tank type thing. I don't think a Gatling gun can take out a tank, but I'm pretty sure it can do some damage. And if it's concentrated in one spot, you probably can rip a hole in a tank, or in an APC that was stolen earlier this week. Anyway, that being said, now I want to end this video with this. There are some myth and legends, and there are some truth to every myth and legend. I don't think everyone on Earth has smoked the same purple haze that we all can see these magical, mythical creatures and be attacked by them. I will say this though, there is a lot of America, and I'm only going to speak from America because the only other country I've ever been to in my life has been Canada. There have been a lot of sightings of Sasquatch all over America, from the tips of Alaska to the tips of Florida to the tips of California, where the first one was ever filmed was in California. And before that, there have been myths and legends through all of Virginia and the East Coast, all the way to the West Coast about Sasquatches and Yetis and what they have done. The Thunderbird, same concept, because the Thunderbird used to snatch white children as a form of revenge for Native Americans losing America. It was summoned to seek revenge on the enemy's most precious resources, which is their children. Because with children, you have a future. Without children, you do not. Now, if we can all just raise our children to get the fuck along so they don't be like the rest of us and screw up the stereotypes of the world, we will be great. I'm James Williams Jr., and I want you guys to keep this in mind. Every myth and legend has some truth to it, and if you go looking hard enough for the truth, you may find it, and you may not be coming home. So, it's okay to wonder, it's okay to think, but you should really think before you go hunting for some shit that you do not understand. And that's not from the Indian in the cupboard. That's some straight fucking real bullshit. If you want to find something, you might not have to look as hard as you think. And the other thing, just because you don't see it, doesn't mean it's not there. Because you know how they tell you, if it's there in the daytime, it's there in the nighttime. Or if it's not there in the nighttime, it shouldn't be there in the daytime. I don't know what the saying goes. I'm old. But I do know this. Again, just because you don't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. I'm going to do another Bigfoot video, but it's not going to happen tonight. Probably this weekend. It just depends on the mood I'm in, because I have to take a test. I have to do a lot of studying, and I still have to finish my homework. But I have 3 days, so I'm going to do that between tonight and tomorrow. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Number 2. Be seeing you. And thank you guys, and good night.